Let's go. That one got to me.
You didn't trust that one, John?
I didn't trust that one, man. I just didn't. So here comes the real hard one. This is the big daddy of big daddies right here. So we'll see how it handles it. Oh boy, and there's a car coming. I'm not doing it. I'm not touching it. It's touching it. It's doing it itself. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. I want to rerun that route because I want to go back to that turn that terrified me even more than that one. That was scary though. That was a straight, that was like a 90-degree turn. Hey guys, what's up? John here from Maximum Overdrive, here with my brother Keys.
What's going on, everybody?
We out today in the Tesla Plaid. We got the full deal here. Full self-driving is activated. We're gonna take it and let it do its thing. Take us through a couple turns. We're gonna go out in the countryside, see how it performs, and let you really be the judge what you think, how the car performs. We'll give you our 10 cents as we drive in the car around as well. So we just hit the main road. Full self-driving is activated and it is going, so we'll see how it performs. One of the things I can tell you right now that I think is interesting is the we'll call it the heads-up display here. It's very, very shaky and bouncy. I know the cameras are doing their thing. I mean, it's okay, it's just I feel it's a little, you know what I mean, it's a little I wouldn't say, it just feels like it's a little bit different. Like it's the previous one with just the autopilot was pretty smooth, pretty straightforward. This is totally been changed. They've completely revamped it, redone it, which it is nice. So I think they got a little bit more work to do, obviously, probably a lot more work. But yeah, just different than what I'm used to. So I'm probably a little biased to how it was in the past. And you know how that is. So we did a little one earlier, just kind of testing it out. I was at last night, I think it was. What did you think of it, Keys?
Definitely very interesting. I've never seen anything like it. It's also it was very scary at the same time. A couple times I was nervous, but I really did love it. It's actually truly amazing. So
yeah, it's pretty interesting. So
yes, we have self-driving on here.
Yep, full self. So it's braking on its own. Only thing I'm doing is I'm just setting min and max speeds, just to be safe. Got my foot near the brake just to be safe. Got my hands still near the steering wheel, of course. You know, testing this out. Got to be extra safe. Don't want to do anything crazy. We are recording this on both YouTube and, of course, it's being live streamed on TikTok right now. So as you can see, it's saying it wants to turn for some reason. I'm letting it do its thing, but it's trying to turn when we should be going straight. So
yes, we are in a Tesla Plaid.
Yeah, it's a Tesla Plaid. So it tried to turn. So I'm gonna take control because it's already made its first mistake. It should have frankly been trying to go straight, and I could blow the guy away here, but I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna take over for a moment. It's going to recalculate. I'm going to turn back full self-driving on, so it's on now again. Crank the speed up a little bit.
500 feet, turn right.
And see what it wants to do here. I'm letting it take us. I'm just going to make corrections as needed. It is pretty cool the way it's doing its thing. So, it's trying to do this, and it braked really hard. So I'm going to take control again, because when I say it broke hard, the dude behind me had to slam on his brakes because it didn't know what it wanted to do.
Thank you, Big Stig. Yes, definitely a beautiful car.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. So yeah, once again, we live streaming on TikTok. We also creating our YouTube video at the same time.
We are going on a cruise.
We are going on a cruise. So I'm going to take this thing, turn it back on. It didn't like that. Can't see the lines.
Onto South State Road 135.
So now it's back on. It's thinking about what it wants to do. It sees the red lights.
Onto South State Road 135.
And it's coming to a stop on its own, which is good. So again, keeping my hands active. It's pulling up. It's doing that all on its own. That's very interesting. Don't you be trying to do that. Don't you? Now I turned it off. I felt like it wanted to go. So
I'm very curious to see, like, when we're making a right turn, how does it know if cars are coming from your left? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I can see the cars on the camera system, so I know that. I just don't know how far out the camera system can see. What I didn't like is it kept pulling me out and pulling me out and pulling me out, which I won't lie, made me a bit nervous. I didn't like that, so I just took control. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it back on now, so it's on. I'm gonna get the speed limit. Right now we're going into a 55-mile-an-hour zone, so we'll set it at 59. So it's rolling, it's doing its thing.
Hey, what's going on, Josh? Hey, John.
What's going on, John? What's up, Josh? We rolling? So far, it's definitely made a couple mistakes on what it thought it should do versus what it really should have done. I don't think it knew back there that that was a turn lane. I think it thinks it was a dual lane, you know what I mean? Like it could go straight, like it was a 2-lane road, but and it was a 2-lane road, but one was a right-hand turn. So as far as its autopilot though, the autopilot's good. Never had an issue with the autopilot. It can drive straight down a road all day long. I don't think that's an issue at all whatsoever. So I think we'll find this to be a smooth, beautiful journey all the way down to where we get some twisty, turny roads. And let me tell you, here in a few minutes, there's going to be some roads that are going to blow your mind, because this thing going to be turning hard. And Keys, I know you not been on this road that I'm going to take you to. You going to pucker up a little bit. Trust me. Trust me. But I mean, in general, regardless, fantastic technology. I mean, come a long way. I mean, to be able to do this right here, let the car drive you, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And the cool thing is the line, so in the middle of the road, obviously you got the yellow lines. Those are painted pretty well. They're in pretty good shape, so it definitely sees them well. Sees the side of the road, it sees the white line, it can see trash cans, etc., cars, like it sees the car in front of us turning. And it does slow down way in advance, which I think is something that's a good safety feature. One other thing, if you've not driven one of these before in full self-driving, which I can't say I have tons of experience either, this is like my 3rd time doing the full self-driving because it just became active here, frankly, is you have to put pressure on the yoke, on the steering wheel, about every minute to 2 minutes tops, or you have to touch a button because it wants to make sure you're still awake. Some people have done this and went to sleep and let the car drive them, which is, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but they have to be crazier than me. Because I wouldn't be going to sleep while this thing's on. Like, no. I don't trust Skynet just yet, you know what I'm saying? So, but pretty smooth once you get on the straightaway. Pretty smooth rolling. Not very jerky. So yeah, it's coming now, it's telling me, hey, apply some force to the wheel. Once you do that, it goes away. It's good to drive itself. Still keeping my foot near that brake, keeping my hands near the wheels, just in case. I can see on the screen the car pass, so I know the cameras work good. It's definitely seeing what it needs to see.
So what happens if you don't touch it with every 2 minutes?
So if you don't touch it within 2 minutes, the car will end up pulling over / telling you need to take full control. So in fact, we can test that out here on the back road here in a few minutes. We'll just not touch it and we'll see exactly what happens. But what it should do is start to slow itself down and then eventually pull itself over, turn the hazard on. See, it's doing it right now. That light's starting to flash more and more and more.
Yeah.
See, it's telling me put some hands on here. It wants to know I'm still awake. I just rolled the wheel button up to let it know I was here. So you can apply the force with your hands, like give it a little turn, or you can just roll one of the wheel buttons up. So it sees cars ahead of us starting to brake. Let's see what it does. I got my foot near the brake, and that's not me. It did it on its own. That started to pre-brake. So it sees the cars again. Let's see what it does. That's all on its own. I'm not doing anything. That's pretty smooth. That's pretty cool. So I think it feels like it's getting too close, so it keeps a distance. I don't know what the gap distance is, but it certainly keeps a little bit of a distance from the car in front of you, which is cool. This, I would say, bar none, safety 100%. Keep your eyes open, drink the coffee, whatever, pour the Red Bull into your face, whatever you gotta do, just keep your eyes peeled. So again, it's telling me, are you still here? Yes, I am. So we're about to pull up to the first destination, and then we're going to take the back road to a different place. You're going to get to see us set that destination here shortly. So as far as straight line driving though, hey, no problem. So I'm going to turn, so actually it should take us right into the place here. So the destination I set was up here, which is an old air conditioning place. And let's see if it's smart enough to do anything. So it's still going.
Now your destination is on the right.
So look at what it just did. Now it's trying to brake totally, but there's no turn because we passed the turn. So I had to take control. I'm gonna turn it off, and we're gonna have to backtrack. So it missed the turn off to take me into the destination. Now keep in mind, we're kind of back, I'm gonna say not totally backwoods-ish, but you know, we're kind of in the backwoods-ish area, if you will. Let's see if this will be a good place to turn around. Yeah, I think we can make this happen right here. So we're just gonna turn around right here. Nice bunch of rocks in here. Hey, you guys like your solar power? Well, here it is. Fields and fields of it. Endless fields here in Indiana. So I'm gonna back this up, and since we're here, we're gonna go ahead and set a new destination. And you guys, if you want to check out the destination so you can see the pathway we're gonna be taking. So if you look on this screen here, we're down here. I set it to go here. It didn't seem to know where to turn in. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna take this road all the way up through here, and this is a really sharp turn. So I'm gonna set it to go to Franklin Dermatology. We need to go there and get our dermatology going, I guess. So I'm gonna add this. We're gonna go and see what it does. So I'm gonna pull us up, and I'm gonna turn the self-driving back on, and we're gonna see what happens. Yeah, and yeah, any questions that come up, feel free to answer.
You said you might have to touch the business on the map. No, I think there wasn't a turnoff, was it? Was there a turnoff in there?
There was a turnoff for the Dugan Air. We'll pass it here in a second. We'll show you. There was a turnoff to go into their driveway, but the mapping system didn't show it. Like, it didn't know it was there.
Right.
So I don't know if that answered the question or not,
yeah,
but
I think, yeah, it did.
But you'll see it. In fact, you're gonna see, so if you show them on the, you know, out here, you can see the train. This is it right here. It started braking real hard right here. That's the turn in right there that it missed because it didn't see it. It just didn't see it. So now it wants us to take a right-hand turn.
Now turn right onto West
I'm not
State
doing
Road
anything. I'm letting it do its own deal here. So it's squeezing over into the right-hand lane, which is good. Well, we got cross traffic coming, so my foot is near the brake.
Yeah, this is what I'm...
We looking clean. We looking clean. I'm not doing it. Hey, that was pretty legit.
That was smooth.
That was smooth. Now we get back up on this road here, and these are going to be some sharper turns. So,
yeah, let's be a little cautious.
oh yeah, I got my hands on right off the wheel. It's doing it all on its own. I'm not, no gas, no nothing. I got my foot near the brake, my hands on the pedal. Sorry, my hands on the steering wheel, because you know I'm not trembling, but I am a little nervous. I ain't gonna lie. So far, it's staying in check. It's doing its thing. One thing I don't know as I like so as I feel like it likes to ride the yellow line closer than what is comfort for me. That's my personal opinion. What do you feel, man? What do you feel, Keys? Feel does it?
Yes, in some spots it definitely does for sure.
Rides that?
I say on the country roads, I feel like we're okay, but in the city it's a little scary, a little more interesting, a little scary.
Yeah. Here comes another sharp turn up here in a second. Again, I'm keeping my hands really close to the steering wheel. My foot is near the brake. But you know what, regardless of if it does make mistakes, obviously be alert. But this is amazing. I mean, I never thought in my life it's doing that on its own. Hey, it handled that pretty well. Scared me a little bit.
Yes, David, it took a free right turn on its own. Yes, it did at the red light.
Yeah, that right turn was all on its own. Now, this is a pretty hard turn up here, by the way.
Check this one out.
This is a tough turn. I shouldn't say it's tough. It's just... I'm gonna let it do its thing. I got my hands. Ooh, it did that all on its own. Wow.
Is that you
Okay,
braking?
that's not me braking. It was braking itself. So we're gonna continue the journey down this road. We're gonna do this at nighttime too. That'll be another interesting one. Mark my words. Keys is over here all puckered up, man. He's like, oh, hell no. We're gonna need some blood pressure medicine after this one, guys.
Yes, we will.
But pretty impressed so far. So far, pretty impressed. It has made some mistakes, but I'm gonna crank up the speed just a little bit because I got this guy all up on my butt. It's 45 miles an hour. I'm going 46. So we're gonna keep rolling. Now we get into this area up here, if you want to show that map for 1 second, this up here is gonna be a real harsh turn. You can see that, it's almost a direct turn, like 90 degrees. That's gonna be the one that's gonna scare us the most. I've done it before, not in full self-driving, in autopilot, and it was scary. So here we come to another kind of side turn here a little bit. I'm gonna let it do its thing. This is not me, this is the car. I mean, that was pretty good. But still kind of riding that, it's kind of riding that middle line a little bit too close. Like I feel like I'm too close to the center of the road, man. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel like, give me about 6 more inches. Okay, here we go again.
All right.
This is gonna be a tough turn. I'm already scared. I had to turn it off, man. I had to turn it off. I ain't gonna lie. That one got me.
Yeah,
It got to me. All right, let's go. That one got to me.
You didn't trust that one, John?
I didn't trust that one, man. I just didn't. So here comes the real hard one.
Is this the okay.
This is the big daddy of big daddies right here. So we'll see how it handles it. Oh boy, and there's a car coming. I'm not doing it. I'm not touching it. It's touching it. It's doing it itself. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Destination will be on the left.
I want to rerun that route because I want to go back to that turn that terrified me even more than that one. That was scary though. That was like a 90-degree turn, dude. That was... All right, and here we go again. I feel like it's going way too fast. I got my hands on the wheel, not steering, but I just have it just in case. Okay, it handled itself beautifully. That's pretty cool.
So do you think it brakes too late, or do you think it brakes perfect timing? Or how do you feel about the braking on that?
It's hard to explain, man. I think that the braking on it, I think it's correct. I think it's a bit of both. I think sometimes it's braking a little bit too late, and I think sometimes it's braking a little too early. I think the mixture of, I don't know how you want to say it, but the braking concoction is off by a little bit by either way. Now we going 45, we going the speed limit, we were rolling down the road, I ain't doing anything. This is where it excels. Like on a road like this is absolutely beautiful. Like I have the utmost confidence right now. Like I'm not terrified about anything. We solid. So we coming up to the destination here in just a moment, which would be kind of cool. How many people we got online with us right now, Keys?
44. I think it's the phone's messed up again. How it was the other day.
All right, so
Now your destination is on the left.
okay, we're gonna go past the destination, and we're gonna turn back around here in just a second and rerun that road. In fact, we're gonna go a little bit deeper this time, and then we're gonna take it out on the highway. Ooh boy. All right, so I think overall so far I can kind of feel where it's strong and where it's weak. I get that feel. The other thing about it is, you know, just being able to say, hey, you're in your Plaid, why not? Just give it a little booster shot.
Everybody wanted to see that too. They kept saying do a launch, do a pull. There it was.
Yeah, there you go. That was a little quick pull. Nothing too serious. We out doing really testing the full self-driving.
And guys, don't ever be trying to take a drink while somebody does that. That drink is going all in your face, everywhere, all in the car, all over you. You're gonna be wearing it.
It's going everywhere, bros. It's going everywhere. But I mean, you have to admit, this is cool. I mean, what's been done here is pretty amazing.
Is it seeing the lines and also GPS tracking to make the curves?
It is. Yes, it is. Now, right now I have destination turned off, so in full self-driving is turned turned off. I'm controlling the car manually because we're going to set a new destination in here in just a second, and we're going to let the car take us to that destination.
Hey, what's going on, Mason? How you doing, buddy?
What's going on, Mason? How you doing? I think that's my admin. He got a little thing beside his name?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mason, what's going on, buddy? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you had a blessed day, little man. Hopefully school went well for you today. Making them good grades. It's very important, bro. Very important. All right, we're gonna go through here and we're gonna stop the car for just a second, and then we're gonna set a new destination. And then I'm gonna get out and just do a quick walk around because we are also shooting YouTube videos. So I'm gonna do one more quick little walk around for the folks who are gonna see the YouTube video so they get another view of the car. So let me pull back over. Is that a soccer? Is that a little parking lot right there? That looks like a nice little parking lot.
Yes.
So let's go back in here just for a second. We'll actually go right over here. This looks nicer. And we'll back into here. And then we'll grab just a little outside footage if you want to take the people so they can see what we're rolling in. We back it up. And I know the steering wheel looks weird, guys, but when I tell you this, I promise you this is one of the most comfortable steering wheels. The yoke steering wheel is stunning, man. If I could put this in every car, and I mean it, I absolutely would. All right, let's step out. Take a quick look. You can see my goofy helmet as well. So this is a 2021 Tesla Plaid. This is what we're rolling. Let me jump up in there. I'm gonna go mining for some gold. So this is what we in. This is what we cruising. It's got about 2,000 miles on it. Yeah, it needs a little bit of a wash, but it's in good shape. And there's my long lost brother from another mother right there. All right. So we're gonna get back in this. We're gonna program in a new destination and let it take us away, because that's what we out here doing, is just testing the full self-driving. Again, so far, out of a score of 10 so far, I'd give it a 7.5. That's my personal feeling. What you've seen, what would you give it?
I'd probably say 8, 8.5.
8, 8.5?
I've never seen anything like it. It's just,
okay.
It's truly amazing to me. So.
And I agree with you, by the way. It's truly amazing. From the couple mistakes that it did make, I don't want to say that, I don't think they would have been fatal, but the one guy could have rear-ended us pretty good because the car started to brake really hard out of nowhere and then kind of taking us off. So I could go up to an 8 as a max right now. All right, let's roll. But Elon Musk, if you ever watch this, let me tell you this: you have done a fantastic job. Even at a 7.5 or an 8, that's no hate whatsoever, dude. What you're doing is amazing, and I know a lot of people appreciate everything you and your team are doing to bring this technology to life. And if this can be of any help to your team, or we can ever do anything, we'll certainly do whatever you need to help out. 100%, man. So let's choose a new location. You guys can check on the map. So we're over here right now. I'm gonna take us out to the highway. So this is gonna be a fairly long cruise. It's gonna take us all the way out here to 69, which will go over here to the Church of Jesus Christ. Amen, Jesus Christ. If you haven't said your prayers today, make sure you do. So it's going to take us all the way across here, guys. So it's not just a straight line shot. There's going to be some pretty good curves in here. And you can see right now, we're going to get to go back through that curve. And frankly, I think this one right up here is the one that, for some reason, I mean, really just scared me. But, all right, sorry, was there a question?
No questions right now.
Okay. All right, guys, here we go again, round 2. Let's see at the end, we'll give it another score, another grade, if you will, on what we think on the total overall drive. But right now, yeah, I'm at a 7.5 and 8. And the main reason for me was that braking incident where it broke real hard in the middle of the road, and the guy behind us, you know, had to slam on his brakes, and I had to take control because obviously I didn't want him to have to rear end us. That would have been bad for all parties.
So I wondered if it works better in different areas, different states. Maybe, you know, different states lack on as far as the, you know,
mapping.
The mapping goes.
Yeah. Yep.
I wonder.
No, I think you're exactly right. In fact, in my previous life, in my previous job, if the maps are lacking, then you're driving your ability to get there. Well, just like when we pulled up to the air conditioning place a few minutes ago, the map didn't show a turn in, so it didn't know how to turn in to the building. Like it didn't know how to turn into the place. So here we go. FSD back on. Speed limit is 45, so we're gonna hit 45. And I'm just here, just providing safety measurements. That's it, that's all I'm doing. Overall, the car is actually very quiet, very smooth driving. The worst thing, actually, you know what the worst pressure here is that I feel? Is I feel the people coming up behind me trying to ride my butt is more pressure than the car itself. Like these people are just all up on my business. And they don't understand. They don't understand. They just want to go, go, go. Get me home. It's time to get home. That's what they're saying. So, okay, small little turn up here. I'm gonna crank the speed up just a little bit so I get this person off my booty. Yeah, okay, I got control here. Got my foot, saw the brake, took that like a champion all on its own. It's actually beautiful to be able to get a drink of water while you're driving down the road too. I mean, I'll tell you that right now. So still got my hands in position, my foot's in position. Yeah, again, one thing that I feel as the driver is I just still feel like I'm a little close to that yellow line, to the center yellow. Okay, here we go on the part that is gonna scare me a little bit. We're getting close to it.
So is it already braking on its own?
No, what I did is I just turned the speed down a little bit, because this says up here to take the turn at 30 miles an hour, and I'm following the rules of the road. We're following the rules of the road. If it says take it at 30, we're gonna take it at 30. So we coming into this first turn at 30 miles an hour, and the people behind us can just kiss my butt. So it's taking the turn.
That was pretty easy.
That was pretty smooth. It did its job. Okay, cool. Now it says this turn is 15 miles an hour, which is really gonna piss the person off behind me. They're gonna be very unhappy with me taking this turn at that speed. But we're gonna do it. So we're gonna slow it down. I'm not pushing brakes or anything. I'm just telling the car, so the car's doing it itself. I'm not doing anything. I haven't touched anything. That's all on it. Now I'm gonna tell it to just go back up to acceleration. That was all on its own. That was pretty cool. So next one, this is the one up here that made me real nervous here. So this is a 20 mile an hour turn. So I'm gonna squeeze it down here just a second. And the speed limits are posted for a reason. These turns are sharp. These are no joke turns, right? So here I am. It's doing its thing. Man, okay, it did that. I don't know why that one made me so nervous, but it wasn't that bad.
You know what I'm thinking? I think on the last one we were coming in at 40 miles per hour, right? So
we may have been.
This, you know, the speed limit on here on the turn say 20, so maybe it's already pre-programmed to know it's 20, so it brakes real hard.
You know what? That could be it. That could be it. But see, you know, when I look at the speed limit, it shows me up here like the speed limit's 45. That's the other trick, right? So this is the other. So this, actually, you bring up a really, really good point. So mapping, just like you said just a little while ago, is critical, is key, right?
Yes.
So the key here is if the speed limit on the Tesla doesn't match the speed limit of the road, like let's say the road says it's 55 and this thing thinks it's 40, well, that's a mismatch. But then flip it around. If the Tesla thinks it's 45 and the speed limit's 20, well, now that's when you're going to get those hard checks, those hard brake checks. And look at this big fat thing in the middle of the road. Ooh, boy. I didn't do anything. It actually scooted over for him, man. That was pretty legit. That was pretty legit. All right, I'm down with that. All right, we back up to snuff, saying this turn's a 45 mile an hour turn. So we're gonna slow it down, 45 miles an hour. Again, I'm just rolling a knob, that's it. Now we're coming up on a 30 mile an hour turn. So this one's going to be pretty interesting. This isn't a sharp turn, doesn't seem like it. So again, it's not automatically following the speed limit itself. So here we go. I did nothing and it did it just fine. And then it's accelerating back up.
Well, it's following the speed limit on the road, but I don't think it knows the speed limit of the turn.
Yes.
That's the main thing.
Exactly. Like right now it's still saying it's 45, but look at this sign up here, right? This sign says 35. So it wants to take this turn at 45 and then it realizes, oh, that's too fast. And that's where you get the hard brake checks, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So now we good. Yeah, these people behind me are just really angry at me at this point. I got a line of people like, what is this dude doing?
Sorry, we could probably do a quick pull and get away from everybody.
I took away from that. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna do just that. So we're gonna just say, see ya. Get off of my butt. And now we're back to full self-driving. We just created a little space. Just a little space. But we were still going the speed limit. We were still going the speed limit. Okay, we letting this drive now. We're still going pretty good. We're coming up to a red light here. And I'm gonna let it do its thing. So it's starting to brake. All on its own. Bing, bang, boom. I did nothing. I did absolutely nothing there. It was all on its own. So I'm gonna take control for a minute because this lady's really getting up on my butt and she's starting to piss me off. People are rude. You know, you got a lot of rude drivers out there, unfortunately. So always be careful, always be safe, follow the rules of the road. You know, all them sharp turns and stuff, it's no joke, guys. They put those speed limits there for a reason because those turns are, they're pretty sharp. All right, we're about to go green.
I think you might have blew my water bottle cap away.
Oh, it's all good.
Cool. We'll find it later.
We'll find it later. Oh, look at this. So now I could blow through it, but you know what? Knowing my luck, there'll be a cop sitting right there.
We'll just make the lady behind us even madder.
Yeah, we'll just piss her off even more. She's already mad at us, so you know what? We'll just continue to make her mad. How many people we rolling with on that stream right there, Keys?
34.
34. I think we in some bad cell zones too, so. As we roll out in the side of the country here, the cell probably chops in and out. But I'll tell you what, if you ever get the chance to try out the full self-driving, definitely do it. As I say with everything, try it out. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty neat. So I'm getting ready to push in on the full self-driving right now. And now it's back on. So I'm just gonna turn the speed limit back up to say 50. 49, 50 miles an hour, and I'm gonna let it drive us. And thankfully, the lady is now gone. She is off my butt.
Is that Kepler?
No, it doesn't. It's all good, man. All right. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's just water. If it spills, it probably the interior could use a little cleaning, anyways. All right, so we're coming across the railroad track. I'll tell you on the front screen if it sees it. It sees it very well, actually. In fact, it's seeing the cone on the side of the road, which is pretty cool. So it's saying, hey. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna touch the steering wheel here in a second. Actually, you know what? We'll do it on the next one. We'll see what happens when you don't touch the steering wheel. Because last time, if you didn't touch the steering wheel, it kind of pulled you over to the side of the road.
You got the windy turn coming
Yeah, this is a 20 mile an hour turn. So we'll let it take us through the 20 mile an hour turn. See what it does. See, it still thinks the speed limit's 45. So I'm not doing anything here. I am not gonna lie, I'm nervous. It's still following it, man. It's a champion, bro. It's a champion.
That's really smooth.
That was very smooth, man. That was very smooth. Again, the one thing is though, so I think that's the key. So here's a 25 mile an hour up here. It doesn't know that this is a 25 mile an hour turn. It thinks the speed limit is 45. You go into a 25 mile an hour turn at 45 miles an hour, that's not good. So, okay, but whoever put that sign up for 25 miles an hour, they didn't know what they was doing. That was probably high, I would tell you that right now, right? It's probably doing some bad stuff that they shouldn't do. Okay, so now we're back in business. Man, it's beautiful. This is the Indiana countryside. If you've never got to see it, here you are. Bunch of cornfields, mostly flat land for the most part. All right, so we're going 45 miles an hour. I don't have anybody behind me bothering me, which is good. And we just cruising for a bruising. So this time it's blinking at me. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna do anything. So we'll see what updates they put in this. I'm gonna have my hands ready. So it's telling me, hey man, where are you? Are you here? And I haven't done anything. So what does it do? Let's see what it does. Again, it's saying, hey, do something, man. Show me you're still here and not asleep.
Uh-oh, what's that?
Auto steer unavailable for the rest of the drive. So right now it's just beeping at me. Hold steering wheel to drive manually. So the car's actually still driving itself.
Slowing down, no?
Yeah, it's slowing down all on its own. So it's coming to a real slow roll. So that's what it's doing. It's gonna come all the way down to nothing. Safely, right? That's exactly what it's doing. So we're gonna take back over. So, okay, so that's the safety feature. It just didn't pull over on its own. It slowly and gently started taking me down from 40 miles an hour down to 35, 30, so on and so forth, until you basically get to zero, where I imagine then it stops, puts the flashers on. That's what I imagine. So here's the penalty box now. So because we allowed that to happen, for the rest of this drive, it's saying, I ain't giving you any more autopilot because you disobeyed my rules. So here is now the enforcer, right? So this is Big Brother saying, I'm not gonna let you full self-drive because you didn't show me you were legit. So what we have to do, we'll have to pull over in just a second. I'll exit the car, we'll fire it back up, and then we'll be in business. If I can find a place. And man, that sunlight is bright. I should have bought my sunglasses, bro. All right, so whoops. The gas pedal on this car is a little touchy. You know, that's one thing. Somebody asked me a good question the other night with a lot of the combustion. Which pedal is most sensitive? This thing is very, very sensitive. I mean, I'm rocking the boat right now just by...
Oh, this torque, like...
Yeah, that's torque. When you push it and it goes, that's the instantaneous torque of the electrical motors. So there is no transmission, right? So it's direct horsepower right to the wheels. It's fantastic. Anybody who downs Tesla Plaids or Teslas in general, it's not true, man. You don't have to like electric, but I can tell you right now, but this car, it's a monster, and it performs extremely well. There's no other technology like this that I've seen. Now, I've heard Mercedes is coming out with some stuff. I should have pulled over right there. I've heard Mercedes is coming out with some stuff, and a couple other car manufacturers going to be doing some things, but Tesla's still way ahead of the game. That's why I think their stock price is going back up too. All right, as soon as I can, I'll pull over. Sorry, Keith, go ahead if you was gonna say something here.
You're okay.
Just looking for a good spot. And this person is, why do people get up all on your ass, man? If you want to pass me, go right ahead. Just go ahead and pass, that's all good. Yeah, I would turn down that road, but it looks like if I went too far back in there, I'd probably get bojangled. We out in the sticks here. The sticksy sticks.
The Tesla pedal is sensitive. I want to see a 0 to 60 in this Plaid. Well, if you blink, you'll miss it, so...
Yeah. 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. 1.9, I think, was the fastest ever recorded. But as a matter, you know what? I was going to turn here, but this is a sharp turn, and I frankly don't want to. I'm trying to turn on full self-driving again, but it wants me to turn the car off. So as soon as I get out of this, I'll find a little turn off here. We'll shut the car off, and then go back to our business.
And maybe we'll do a pool.
Maybe we'll do a pool. Maybe we can do that. Of course, we'll only be going the speed limit because that's what we do. We go the speed limit. We're very safe. Isn't that right?
That's absolutely right.
100% correct. regardless of full self-driving or whatnot, this is a smooth handling car.
Now, this would have been a really good spot to test the full self-driving because we got quite a bit of continuous
Weaves.
curves right here.
Yeah, this is like a nice, strong S curve thing going on.
Nice road. You ever been on this road? I like this road.
I have. I've been on this road. It's been a minute. I normally don't traverse it, but matter of fact, I can turn on. I'm gonna just pull over here in a second. Anywhere I can. If I gotta take a driveway, I will. This would have been another probably pretty good one right up here. But I tell you what, the smoothness of driving this car. This car is driving butter, man. I'm telling you, it is extremely smooth. I'm gonna turn into here. And we're gonna go down here.
We got a couple people said the speed limit is 100 and the speed limit is 150.
You guys are priceless. For some reason, I figured somebody was gonna say that. Hey, just go ahead and hit 150. You know the max speed on these things right now are 165.
Is that governor?
No, it's just, I mean, you can call it a governor, but the reality is they've set it like that. Telemetry from improper, keep your hands on the wheel. Okay, so this is giving me, it's going to turn off the full self-driving if I don't roll the wheels. So it's going to give me 4 more times. If I don't touch the wheel while it's full self-driving, then it's going to disable it for me for good. So I think we should be good. I'm still going to get out of the car. Let's get out of the car for just a second. And we'll do another quick walk around here since we're outside the car. So that was an interesting piece that happened there, right? And the interesting piece was, if you don't touch the wheel after, you know, the 2 minutes or whatever, then it gives you 1 out of 5 warnings. You get a total of 5. If after the 5th warning, And we'll do another quick walk around here before I stop the car. So that was an interesting piece that happened there, right? And the interesting piece was, if you don't touch the wheel after, you know, the 2 minutes or whatever, then it gives you 1 out of 5 warnings. You get a total of 5. If after the 5th one, it shuts off the full self-driving because it wants you in control of the car. So, that's interesting to note. We know it now. And you know what? I think the reason for that is there's a video, you can look it up online, but there's a video of a guy driving his Plaid in LA traffic, and legit people are driving by him taking videos of it where he's dead asleep. Dead ass asleep. Passed out, bro.
I remember that video.
Yeah. Alright, let's get back and roll.
And
So,
if I remember, I think, did he get arrested for that? Or?
I don't know if he did or if he didn't. He should have.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, there's my.